Hello everyone. Today we have this topic of comparison between when to choose WordPress website, when to choose whether you want to use static HTML, and when to use React or other programming languages for your website building. We get this a lot because our product we have Cloud by Site. We provide all these options to the customers. Sometimes customers have a lot of these questions. Okay, which one should I choose? Which one is right for my platform? So this video should help answer all those customer questions. And if any other questions are there, please drop in a comment and we can reply to it. Or probably if a deep dive discussion, we can make a separate video. But as always, please like, subscribe, share the channel, and also subscribe to our newsletter for the latest cloud technologies. So without further ado, let's get started. To provide an overview, what is WordPress? WordPress is a fully featured content management system that provides a ready-to-use platform with themes, plugins, and user-friendly interface. It is an open-source setup. If you go to these third-party websites who charge you like money, you don't need to do that. You could simply come to our website, Cloud My Site, where we have the minimal expenses, operating expenses, with a great availability, and everything we do is on cloud. That not only provides high availability, resiliency, but also great performance. So WordPress is great for non-developers, people who like to drag and drop, want to kind of have a very easily available website, and those who don't require frequent content updates, or rather who require frequent content updates without having to do heavy coding. When to use static HTML? So pure HTML, often combined with CSS, which is like server-side scripting, and JavaScript is ideal for very simple static websites. It is very lightweight and inexpensive to host. You could kind of host it on platforms available like GitHub, but what it lacks the dynamic features that are available in the WordPress or also content management system. So static HTML option we provide to a lot of our customers. It is cheaper than the WordPress option because I will get into detail on those topics as well. For React, it is a modern JavaScript library for building interactive, component-based user interfaces. React requires more coding and setup, but it is ideal for single-page applications and highly dynamic web applications. And this we take on a custom request for applications for customers that need to have like high data processing or high integration, as well as better performance. So that is where we usually recommend React to our customers. So WordPress pros and cons. The first pros of WordPress is it is a very rapid setup. With one click or near one click install, with managed hosting, you can get Bluehost WordPress engine, and it is user-friendly. Non-technical users can manage content, themes and plugins. All you have to do is, and I'll show you this in a minute, what you can do to set up WordPress, but it's a very simple out-of-the-box setting that you can just have it available. It is extensible. There are so many plugins available and themes available for extended functionality. It has built-in content management system, which makes it very ideal for blogs, news sites, and e-commerce. What are the cons of WordPress? It has performance overhead because as developers, they are writing their own plugins, but not a lot of these plugins may be very performant, or in fact they may have security loopholes that could be causing memory draining issues. So which is where it may be not that performant as compared to other websites like static HTML or React. And that may require you to have a look into other extensive like strategies such as caching and optimization, maintenance, regular updates, and security patches as needed, because this is an infrastructure that we'll have to deploy in a VM or a Docker container that you will have to deploy, and we have those options available. But that is something that we need to do. And for our customers, we take care of all that. It's not that the customer has to do. But if a customer has to do on their own, that's what I'm just mentioning. They need to consider all these aspects. But if you choose Cloud My Site, it's all out of the box for you guys. Customization limits. There's deep customization that may require PHP and advanced theming, and it can in turn become overly complex, and your application may be pretty expensive and not that performant. So when you want to choose WordPress, when you need a fully featured content management system with minimal coding, you plan to update your content frequently, you want a wide ecosystem of plugins for ready, rapid feature extension, and you don't want to worry about SEO and want to spend less on application development, and there is less integration for you to have because if you have too much integration, you may want to look into React. Performance is not a concern, because even if you keep adding plugins and if you say performance your website slows down a little, that's not a worry for you. Then go with WordPress. Now we go to static HTML, pros and cons. What are the pros of static HTML? It is cost effective, free or very low hosting. It is extremely fast and for very simple setup and very fast and it'll be very cost effective as well for customers who just need a simple online presence. It is simple, great for small informational websites or landing pages. Cons, it has limited interactivity, but no built-in content management. Adding dynamic features requires additional JavaScript. Manual updates. Content changes require code edits unless paired with a static site generator. Scalability, not ideal for large, frequently updated websites without additional tooling. And if you go to Account My Site or something, I can show that what we have is we have this feature of a website builder. We have lots of themes available. So for customers like a small business, like say a roofing company or a plumbing company, they may not need to have so much. All they want is an online presence where customers can kind of reach them, post their review, get their contact information. That is where static HTML's website is good. And using our platform, we have ready-to-use themes. They can come in there and start building their website from there. So when to use static HTML? You need a simple website or landing page that has minimal integration. You want to keep the hosting cost minimal. You don't require complex dynamic integrations and would want near 100% availability because it's such a simple setup that the website because what we do is we deploy on a delivery network, which is data is cached because it's a static HTML. And it's very, very performant, and you look at response times, blazing fast response time, and near 100% availability. So now we'll go to React pros and cons. So React, it's a dynamic and interactive application system, excellent for building responsive modern web applications. It is component-based, reusable, and improves development efficiency. Its ecosystem, it's rich tooling and vast community for support and libraries. Scalable, it's ideal for large complex SPAs and dashboards. What are the cons? Now, these are good React. So we love React. We work a lot on React and no issues whatsoever. But there are some cons as well. It can become complex for people who are not that technical. You may have to understand a little bit of JavaScript, Node.js, and a lot of plugins and how to go about coding it. So it can be complex for those non-technical people. It has a higher initial development cost because people need to understand the requirements and code accordingly. And you have the required integration set up. So that is where it could be a little more costly compared to static HTML or WordPress. There's going to be a maintenance overhead where you keep the dependencies updated and managing the state can be challenging. So when do you want to choose React? When you're building a highly interactive, dynamic application, when you require a more than single-page application with advanced UI features, you are comfortable with or have resources for JavaScript development and tooling, you already have an in-house technical team and intend to build a product where you require advanced integration skills. On the last one, even if you don't have an in-house technical team, please reach out to us and we'll be happy to guide you in terms of not just React, with any cloud requirement you have. We are more than happy. We have a lot of employees who can kind of help you out in your requirement. And people who have for programming is not an issue. They can look into React. So now let me provide you a comparison as well, because this was from a pros cons, all 3 separate slides. Let me open a spreadsheet where you could see the different comparison also. So this is the spreadsheet I have. It was too big to put in a PowerPoint, but I hope we can kind of go over it. And then after this, I'll go into what it takes to set up WordPress, HTML and React. So it'll be a little bit of a demo as well. So as I said, WordPress, it is very easy to set up. All it is a content management system with next to no coding required. But if you are good in PHP, it doesn't hurt for you to build your website there. Static HTMLs, it is minimal setup where you could write HTML files, use CSS, and you can make pretty interactive websites and beautiful looking websites in HTML. React, it requires development environment setup, and it like exact create React app, and for that setup, customization and flexibility. WordPress, it is highly customizable because there are so many themes, plugins available. Around 40% of the websites are built on WordPress, so it's a very popular framework that you could look into. Static HTML, it has you get full control over HTML, CSS, GSS, but manual editing may be needed. For React, it is very flexible. It is a component-based architecture to enable complex UIs. What is a learning curve? For WordPress, it is a external learning curve because it is a content management system. It is a drag and drop setup where you get the themes available, and we have a lot of themes for WordPress that you could kind of just start. But you can just spin up your infrastructure and be done with it. For static HTML, again, it is very low. If you know the basic HTML, CSS, and now with AI, it becomes a lot more simpler. You can have it set up. And if you want to deploy, you can come to our platform and we'll deploy it for you. For React, it's a very steep learning curve if new to JavaScript frameworks because it requires programming. But it is if you know this is going to be the best platform, if you have a lot of integration and complex setup. The hosting and cost, for WordPress, because you will have to spin up a VM or because you will have to spin up a container, which will be on a VM, you'll have to manage the infrastructure, the networking aspects of it, the certificate generation and mapping of it, which is where WordPress can be a little more expensive and a little more maintenance required compared to a static HTML. Just keep in mind, but if you choose our platform Cloud Site, we natively manage it for you, and it is less to next to no headache for the customer, because with our customers, we have provided around 100% because we have all the setup, we have monitoring, alerting, checking off the memory, CPU, and all those other metrics. For static HTML, there is, because it's static files, they require less hosting and data charges, and hence it is the lowest of the option out of here. For React, we will need to provide like a developer for your application unless you have one. You just want to use a platform for your hosting requirements, we could do that. But ideally, you would want to have a development setup. You would want to have CI/CD as part of your platform because you don't want to have manual deployments. You want to have automated deployments. You want to understand GitOps. It's a little more overwhelming compared to WordPress and static HTML. But right, you could kind of have it or natively deployed. What we usually deploy is on a content delivery network. Otherwise, if you want to deploy in a VM, you could have the option, but it's going to be more complex and something not required. For performance, for WordPress, you can get slower as you keep adding plugins. Plugins can be buggy, they can have memory leaks, so your website can start behaving poorly with overloaded plugins. For static HTML, you get extremely fast load times for simple pages. For React, you have high performance for dynamic apps. Performance depends on optimization and bundle size. So what are the use cases for WordPress? Well, a lot of customers who just want to have a blog, they want to drag and drop, they want to be able to customize on their own, not have a development team, and be able to do things on their own essentially with the right minimal learning curve. And there's a lot of these use cases like bloggers or any business sites, as I mentioned, a plumber, HVAC company, or any other small company, could be cleaning company, could be using WordPress for that matter, because it is a lot of plugins out of the box available. Static HTML, I'll show you in a minute. In our platform, we provide these themes that you could then have the option of editing and start looking into it and have it deployed as well. For React, you have the single-page applications, dashboards, interactive web applications. Some maintenance aspect of it, we take care of the maintenance, nothing for you to worry about for our platform. But if you are doing it on your own, you will have to constantly manage WordPress, the certificate generation, the infrastructure, patching, something you need to worry about, and that is where this can become a little more complex. Static HTML, it is very next to no maintenance, and if you use our platform, we have it as a managed service option. For React, you will have to do ongoing development, you will have to update the plugins, you will have to take care of compiling the code, and ensuring everything's stable, secure. That is where there's going to be a little more complexity. For security, WordPress, you have security plugins available, but you do need to keep them up to date, and there have been issues in terms of malware or security issues when using WordPress. So just keep in mind the plugins you're using, the developer who has written it, as just do your due diligence for the security part of it. Static HTML, it's secure, that's just static, there is not much plugins installed that you would do. So if you don't do much plugins installation or third-party software, you will have less of memory and performance issues. For React, there is a plethora of third-party plugins available similar to React. But again, plugins that are there, they are pretty performant and very popular that you could look into. So what is a developer experience for? If you are a developer or if you're technical, WordPress should be like a cakewalk for you because it's no code, low code, and it's very easy for non-developers, and it's but limited if you want to have custom logic. Static HTML, it should be like a breeze walking in the park, static HTML, because it is, you would just code an HTML CSS, save it as a file.html, and upload it. For React, I think this developers would love working with React who are technical, because it's a rich ecosystem. There are a lot of plugins. There's a world is your, like, there's so many options out there. There's nothing that's stopping you from being very creative. You have lots of tooling, editing, debugging options. So with this, I think it was a good overview I hope you understand. Drop in a comment if you want to get a little more deep dive. But now let me show you how WordPress, static HTML and React are intended to be. There are tons of other videos out there on each of these topics. Feel free to check them out. But I'll just kind of do a quick overview so you understand a little bit about a platform and about each of these things will be set up. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll show you quickly how you could go about doing all this in our platform. So for what you see, this is landing page of the website. You could come here, and if you see you have these options for WordPress where you could do where we'll do the hosting for you, and you could take care of your development by yourself, or if you don't want to do the development, we can do pretty much everything in-house. But for this sake, you could come here, you could choose WordPress. You could click on the plans and pricing. You want to select a plan. Start with a better one. Our best thing is go with this value. E-commerce Launchpad. This fits most of the business cases. You could go with this one, a lesser one as well, and then upgrade. But let's just go with the select plan option here. You could always select a domain. You have the option of entering your domain, or you could search with AI. I'll skip it for now. And you could then sign in here, and you could choose the location. Now what we have is we have these packages. We have these 48 month, 36 month. You could choose the option. The longer you choose, obviously, the cheaper it will be for you. 1 month, it will be more expensive, and there's going to be additional domain cost as well for you. So just go with the longer one, which is the 48 month time frame. We deploy globally across the world. So if you are a customer which is in India, you could choose, say, one of these regions out here. You could easily come and search. You could search for India. You could search for, say, Brazil. You'll get a lot of these data centers available. So we deploy globally, available based on your customer base. You could choose it. So for now, I'll just choose the Virginia option because we are here in US. You could choose Virginia. You could go to checkout. So you could go to checkout, and over here you will get the details about your package for a 4-year. And this is where you could try card, and you could try your credit card. And then after that, you could be paying. So let me now show you the website, WordPress, how exactly it will be. Once you do, you're going to be getting an email with your websites created. And this will be instantaneous. The certificate generation will be taking time. And you'll be followed up with a separate email. But let me just go and show you the website for the one that is created. Okay, so this is the website that will be ready. You'll be getting this in an email. What is the link? And then afterwards, when you're decided on the domain, you could come and purchase from the portal as well. But now if you want to edit, this is a sample theme, and we have other themes available on our website. You could come and choose for those themes as well. And then from the admin panel, this is the WordPress admin panel that you'll be getting. You could come here and you could choose your plugins. You could come and delete all these available plugins up from here. You could do ND. This is for people who already know WordPress. You could kind of delete these plugins and try applying. I think you'll first have to deactivate them, but I think you get the point. You could come and then add the new plugins that are there. You could, if you selected, you could upload your own plugin if you have created one. Or you could browse the available plugins. You see there are lots of available plugins for you to choose. And then once you are there, you have these pages. You could kind of see the existing page, which is there. You could click edit. And this is the content management system. It is a drag and drop setup that you could go about it. You see here, you will get these options out here that you could go about publishing. So this is a WordPress. As you saw, it is a very simple setup for you. It's a 2 or 3 click setup in our platform that you will be able to choose it to build a WordPress. With that, now let's go how you could go about creating a static HTML website. So similarly, I come here. Now, if you come in the portal, what you do is you have these templates out here. You could choose here. You could choose from static web page option here. So you could come from the template option, but let me choose the static web page option. So here you could come. You could see this setup here, and what all the benefits are there. But you could again come in, choose the plan as this is. It's a cheaper one. You could choose from the basic plan, business plan, or enterprise plan that is there. It's going to be a lot cheaper in the long run for you to choose this HTML if you just want an online presence. So as always, the business is cheaper because you can get more email accounts and more support compared to your basic, where you could use the website builder available. So let me choose this one, and this is where again you could skip the domain, or you could choose one. You could also choose with AI available, so you have the options out here. But if let me choose skip the domain. Now this is where you see we have more than 300 plus HTML sites available. You could come here, you could do a live preview of the website, how it is looking, and this is where you'll see this is how your website would look when you purchase it. So you could choose any one of these, but if I have to choose this one, I could choose this add theme, and this is where you will see the 48. But now, unlike the WordPress, where we have for deployed infrastructure, you see there is no region over here because it is globally deployed. We have the content delivery network that will be providing the same performance for you, be it in India, be it in US, or be it in South Africa. So the same performance would be there because of this architecture that is set up. So as always, you go, you check it out, and then it is available. Now, you could come, you could check out, and this is where, similar to the other one, you'll be able to see the setup. Now, once done, you will, similar to there, you'll be getting the email that you have the site available, and you'll be getting the details of how you could log in and be able to start it. So let me show you the website builder, how you could edit this website. So now this is where you will come here, log in, and this is, you will see, do you have your static website plan shown? You could come here, click website builder. This is where you'll see the website builder here, your page loaded, and this is the website that you chose. You could select the page, you could come here, you could edit it, and you could choose other pages as well that you want to edit. This is where it will show, so the template is ready for you to use. Available at a very low cost that you could select. You can come here, edit. You could edit the text out here. You want to do additional components, you could add it over here. So a lot of options available that you could go about building your own website using our website builder itself. And once you're ready, you have done the change. All you could do is you just need to hit the publish button and your website will be live. In a matter of few minutes, it will be updated and your website will be up and running. So this is our website builder. We have ready to use themes, and we're going to be releasing another feature where you could, if you want, you could build your website from scratch without using the available themes as well. So that is the website builder functionality. And now to show the option of, let me go back. If you want to use the React essentially is going to be using a command line. And if we have to do development, so this is where you see we would be doing it, and first we'll be coding it. We'll be having the software installed for React. We'll have to set up your VM. Once the VM is done, you'll have to push the code. When I say push the code, we use Git. You will have to push it to Git, deploy it on a VM, or if whatever framework you're using, you will have to do it, and then be set up for which. What we do is you provide professional consulting or professional development, and these are custom packages. They're not ready just for customers out here to go and choose. You can reach out to us, and we can always help you choosing the React setup for your application. So I hope this video provided a good comparison about when to choose WordPress, when to choose React, and when to choose static HTML for your website. So please go ahead, sign up on the platform, and start building your website of your dreams. Thank you, and have a good day.